Aloha. I am going to give you a mini energy report update because I haven't done one in a while. I've been very busy working on some classes and different things that is coming up. I have a seminar coming up and that sort of thing. And I wanted to talk to you about what's going on energetically, specifically because I keep getting a lot of emails and everybody's like, what is happening? I don't know what's going on and you haven't done an energy report. So I thought I would kind of touch base on what's happening energetically, especially if you're sensitive. If you're sensitive, you probably are familiar with my energy reports. You're going to be noticing a little bit of a change this week, but I kind of wanted to start with last week and what was kind of going on then. Last week we were having extremely high spiritual energy, and with that was a lot of spirit activity. It was on the high side. You could feel it intensely in your dreams. There was a lot of spirit activity going on at night. Electronics we were having issues with, all kinds of things. You could have probably heard noises, seen things out of the corner of your eye, have dreams about loved ones and whatever. But the energy, the spiritual energy was kind of intense last week. So you might have been having some nightmarish type dreams, or dreams where you were feeling like you were like fighting weird creatures or demonistic type stuff or whatever. But there was a lot of weird spiritual energy that came with it. It wasn't just high spiritual energy. The spiritual energy was very weird. It had like almost a negative undertone to it, a lower vibration. So that's what I mean when you would have like weird dreams or like creatures in your dreams, or just the energy when you felt spirit stuff around just felt weird or off or just like not awesome. And pets were really reacting to this. Normally pets don't typically react to spiritual energy because they can feel it all the time. But when the spiritual energy gets weird or has a lower frequency to it, they definitely can and will react. I have a German Shepherd puppy / dog because he's getting older. And he really didn't sit well with the high spiritual energy. In fact, there was a couple of nights when I knew the spirit energy was high because I was having all these dreams and I could sense them around and I could feel them. And I would get up, and obviously it was very similar for him because he was having anxiety or was tearing up like a lot of things. Like one day I came out and everything was just wrecked and there were papers all over the place. It was completely just craziness in my house. And that didn't happen one night, but it happened 3 nights. And the energy with him started finally calming down probably a few days ago. So pets will definitely react, or their behaviors might be odd. Like they might be barking more, they might be just a little bit edgier than normal, or kind of reacting more tense, things like that. The other thing is, because of all of this stuff going on, the spiritual energy, and then plus the universal energy, we have full moon coming up, and also people energy, there is this trifecta of stuff that's causing a couple of different other things happen. One is emotional energy is really high and it's kind of edgy. And what I mean by that, a lot of frustration, a lot of feeling irritated, agitated. You're probably noticing this with not just yourself, but like maybe people who are around you, loved ones, spouses, or different things like that. Just feeling a little bit of edginess where people are normally handling things like they're a lot calmer and things like that. Along with this is also super heightened anxiety. The anxiety on this one is kind of interesting though, because normally, like if I see anxiety or feel anxiety with an energy wave, it kind of has like a more of a steady roller coaster thing. This is a very intense up and a very intense down. It's a very intense high, very intense low. And what I mean by that is, if you're having anxiety, you could be like a verge of panic attack or whatever, just feeling just super, super bad anxiety, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh, everything's fine, everything's calm, and then next thing you're like, I'm feeling so anxious right now, and then, oh, it's okay, we're better now, and so it's really an unpredictable high, low anxiety wave. And with that, you will find if you're sensitive, most likely you're not going to be able to pin it on anything. Like, oh, I'm feeling anxious. that, you know, maybe I'm not getting a paycheck or whatever, that would be a normal thing right now. But it's not necessarily something like that. It's something like you might even wake up with it out of nowhere, or it just might blindside you when you're not even thinking about anything. And that's typically when you can tell an anxiety energy situation versus like your mind started thinking about something and gave you an anxiety attack, whatever. So there's a lot of heightened anxiety in the air. So if you say, you know, if you feel like, oh, there's a lot of tension in the air, there's a lot of anxiety in the air, but it's coming in very extreme waves. Sleep is all over the place. That's another thing. You're gonna find that you might be not sleeping at all for 2 days, and then the next day you're sleeping really well, and you know, or maybe one night you're sleeping good and the next night you're not sleeping good. It's being very unpredictable. The pattern is following the anxiety, and it's a very sporadic, unpredictable kind of pattern right now. These things should be ironing out and calming down a little bit as we near full moon. Most likely it's going to be probably after full moon. But as we near full moon, we're also going to be noticing that intensity with that emotional energy is going to be higher, of course, which is really great and everything. But the reason that you want to know about the trifecta of the people energy and the universal energy, you know, the full moon energy and just all these patterns layering together, is because energetically you want to keep things moving through your body. And right now, what's happening with these waves is they're not moving through us very well because of a couple of different reasons. One, we're kind of compartmentalizing what we're doing physically, and when you compartmentalize what you're doing physically, it also compartmentalizes energy moving through you. So when you're out doing things, you're exercising, you're walking around, you're being social, that energy is moving through you. It's like a river. There's a flow to it. But when you're stagnant, if you're just always, you know, sitting down or sitting at home, or you're constantly in one place, like maybe even if you're working all day, for instance, that energy doesn't move very well through your body. You actually have to get up and move and do things and be interactive with people, because people help you also move energy through your body. They pull energy through you, they exchange energy with you, so there's a flow and a movement. And so kind of think of it like as if you're kind of getting your blood flowing in a sense, because energy works kind of similar in that way. When you go outside and you walk around or you go places, that movement and the gravitational pull of the Earth's energy will actually pull energy down through your feet, and that will have to be replaced, so it'll pull through you. So that's something that you're going to want to watch for, is how much are you compartmentalizing your energy. And how you can think of that is how much are you compartmentalizing your physical self. And if you're really kind of boxing yourself in and not doing a lot of stuff, you're going to notice that that emotional energy is kind of being stagnant. So everything that you're picking up on, and everybody else being frustrated because they're cooped up and they're not doing anything and they're out of their normal routine, then that's going to stick in your energetic body, and you're going to feel very irritated and agitated. So you have to get that flowing and moving. That is my biggest advice to you right now, is not necessarily the spiritual energy or any of that, but keep that energetic flow moving so that you don't have that high emotional energy sticking to you, because it doesn't feel awesome. So do things like go outside, be responsibly social. We're social creatures and we're not used to this, but go outside, be creative, do some things that you normally wouldn't do, or try to get into a little bit of a normal routine. Exercise is amazing, but you want to start breaking up the inertia, which means breaking up these long, stagnant times that you're holding and on to energy, right? So like I said, full moon, as we move towards full moon, is going to be a little bit more intense. You're going to probably feel a heightened emotional energy with that. So we really want to just be shedding all the blocks, allowing that energy to move through us and just not stick with us, especially if it's not you and your personal situation. We want to really try to get that moving. And then you'll feel a lot better, you'll sleep a lot better, understand that the anxiety probably isn't necessarily attached to you. I think that May is going to be a lot better towards the end of May. We're going to just start feeling a lot more release, and there's going to be a lot more movement as a whole with people, so that'll be good. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the update. Sorry I haven't done one for a while. I will be back shortly, and have the most amazing day. Aloha. Bye.
Introducing Instagram Teen Accounts, a new way to keep your teens safer as they grow, like making sure they've got the right gear for riding.
Knee pads.
Check.
And helmet?
Done. See you, Dad.
New Instagram Teen Accounts, automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.